What's going on, y'all? It's your boy No Credit, and I'm back again with another one. I need you guys to do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon for more videos and lives like these. That being said, let's get into it. So it looks like Oscar Dela Hoya is off the 30s. The Erks 30s, because I'm not even going to say it before YouTube ban me. But he's definitely off the 30s. You know what I'm saying? Not the 20s, the 30s. But anyway, if y'all know what that means, yeah, we all know what that means. We know Oscar doing stuff he's not supposed to be doing. It is what it is. But anyway, let me get into it. Oscar De La Hoya took it upon himself to hate on Canelo. Listen, I'm one of those guys, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. When Oscar was hating on Canelo before Canelo was fighting Crawford, I was in the comments laughing and like, yeah, Oscar, get him. But now, he's fighting Terence Crawford, and Oscar's still hating on Canelo. And he mentioned Bud. Now I'm like, all right, this is a little too much. It's a little too much, bro. You doing way too much. You know what I'm saying? You was saying your stuff about Canelo. I was agreeing with you. Now we got the biggest fight in the sport of boxing, Crawford versus Canelo. You want to hate on that fight? This is the time to commend Canelo. If Canelo beats a guy like Bud Crawford, this would be the biggest win of Canelo Alvarez's career. When has Canelo ever beat a guy that was number one pound for pound in his career? Never. He's never beat a number one pound for pound talent. GGG somewhat cracked the pound for pound list, but he's never been number one pound for pound. He's only a one division world champion and refused to move up in weight and challenge himself. He stayed at middleweight his whole career. Now, I don't got nothing wrong with middleweight, but I'm saying pound for pound is fighters that challenge themselves. Yeah, it's okay to stay at your weight class and be dominant, but real pound for pound talents are guys that move up and down in weight and challenge themselves. You understand what I'm saying? The Crawfords of the world, the Inoues, the Usyk, who moved from cruiserweight to heavyweight, the Canelo Alvarez of the world, Dimitri Bivol, those Shakur Stevenson, Gervonta Tank Davis, Devin Haney, those are pound for pound talent. You understand what I'm saying? So, if Canelo is able to defeat somebody who's better than him, IQ-wise, physical attributes-wise, more athletic than him, just better than him at everything on the chessboard. Listen, boxing fans always say a good big man beats a good little man. But both guys are not just good, both guys are great. But in this situation, one guy is not just great, he's a little greater than great. So that a good big man beat a good little man situation is not going to work. Because that guy is not just good, not just great, he's greater than Canelo. Anyway, let me tell y'all what Oscar De La Hoya had to say. Oscar De La Hoya, he took it upon himself. Like I said, he's on them 30s again. He took it upon himself to hate on Bud Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. He says Bud Crawford and Canelo Alvarez is not the biggest fight in the sport of boxing. Then what fight is? Why don't you tell us boxing fans that don't know shit about boxing? Since you know boxing, Oscar, you tell us. You tell us what the biggest fight in boxing. David Benavidez versus Canelo, how? David Benavidez is a two-weight world champion, and he just became a champion because the WBC stripped Bivol, because Bivol is locked in a two-fight deal. This is the problem with boxing. How can you strip somebody for being locked in a two-fight deal? You know he was about to fight well, 3-fight deal. You know he's about to fight Arthur Beterbiev if again for the trilogy. Why would you trip that man? Why don't you wait until after the fight and then order the David Benavidez fight? That's bad boxing from the WBC. You gave that belt to David Benavidez. He didn't even do nothing to earn the belt. Come on now. That's weird. You guys are ruining the sport like that. But Oscar De La Hoya took it upon himself to go on Twitter and say Crawford versus Canelo's not the biggest fight in boxing. Then what is? It's not David Benavidez. He's not a pay-per-view draw. He isn't as accomplished as Crawford or Canelo. He has done absolutely nothing in the sport of boxing. And I'm a huge fan of David Benavidez. You guys know I like Benavidez. I make a lot of money when Benavidez fights. So I'm not hating on Benavidez. I'm just giving y'all the facts. Oscar took it upon himself to go on Twitter, X or whatever you want to call it, and disrespect. Let me read what he had to say. Let me find X. Do I got X on this phone? Okay, I got X on here. I'm going to read what he had to say, and we're going to break it down. Right? I'm not signed in on this phone. Oh, man, I'm not signed in on this phone. Let me see if this works. Freak. I can't get to it right now. But anyway, he said Crawford's 38. He got exposed by Madrimov. And Canelo's 34 and didn't look good versus William Skull, a guy nobody knows about. Yeah, Crawford's 37, about to be 38. Canelo didn't look too great against Skull. But these are two all-time great fighters. Both still on the pound-for-pound list. Name a better fight than that. Not too many pound-for-pound fighters fight each other. So when you get a fight with two pound-for-pound all-time great fighters fighting themselves, it is the biggest fight in boxing. Whether you like it or not, Oscar, it is the biggest fight in boxing. You can say whatever you want to say, but that is the biggest fight in boxing. That's why both guys are making upwards to $100 million. What other fight's bigger than that? That these guys are going to make anything close to $100 million? Not a lot of fights. This fight garnered the attention by the casual fans and the hardcore fans. Everybody is talking about this fight. No matter what you want to say, whether you hate Canelo or not, or you secretly hating on Bud Crawford, it's not going to make a difference, Oscar. This is the biggest fight in the boxing. You either get behind it, you just mad because your fighter is not fighting. You get behind it, or you shut up. You talking about Crawford got exposed by Madrimov. How? How did Crawford get exposed by Madrimov in a fight where the bigger man was holding the entire fight? Fear of getting knocked out, he was holding. What is Oscar talking about? Madrimov threw like 200 punches, held the entire fight. Fear of getting knocked out. We seen his odds versus Bud, and we seen his odds versus Virgil. He looked like he wasn't even in a fight versus Virgil. Against Bud, he almost lost an eye. He needed glasses after the fight.